Hello, and welcome back to Office Optimism with me, Shirala. Lately I've been thinking about how loud life can get. Between the constant notifications, deadlines, responsibilities, and just trying to keep up. Sometimes it feels like there is no space left to breathe. And that noise, it doesn't always come from the outside. Sometimes it's the noise inside of us. The worry, the overthinking, the self-doubt that starts whispering when things feel uncertain. But here's a quick reality check. Studies show that most people are interrupted about every 11 minutes during the workday. And once that happens, it can take over 20 minutes just to regain full focus. No wonder so many of us feel scattered before we even get to lunchtime. So today, I want to slow things down and talk about what it really means to quiet the chaos. Not to make life perfect or to control everything, but to learn how to find calm, focus, and even purpose in the middle of all the noise. Let me ask you something. When was the last time that you gave yourself permission to just sit in quiet? Not to plan, not to fix, and not to react, but just to be. That's where we're headed today. And first, we are going to understand the chaos. The truth is, chaos shows up in all kinds of ways. For some of us, it's workplace stress, like trying to meet goals that keep shifting and feeling like no matter how much we do, it's never quite enough. For others, it's the life stuff. Family obligations, finances, health, relationships, and then there's the big stuff, the uncertainty in the world or the economy. Things that are completely out of our control, but still weigh heavy enough on our minds. It's easy to feel powerless when everything feels like it's spinning. But here is what I've learned. We can't always stop the chaos, but we can quiet our response to it. That is where our power lies, not in controlling what happens, but in managing how we show up in the middle of it. So let's talk about the power of creating quiet. Creating quiet doesn't mean escaping your life. It means giving yourself space to think clearly, breathe deeply, and reconnect with what matters most. Quiet might look different for everyone. For some, it's a morning walk before the world even wakes up. For others, it's journaling for 10 minutes before bed. Or maybe it's simply putting your phone down, closing your eyes, and taking 3 slow, intentional breaths. And here's what's amazing. Science actually backs this up. A study published by the National Institutes of Health found that consistent mindful practices, even as short as a few weeks, significantly reduce stress, improve emotional well-being, and another found that mindful employees feel less overwhelmed and more engaged in their work. So, it's not about the length of time, it's about the intent. When we allow ourselves moments of quiet, even small ones, something powerful happens. Clarity starts to rise to the surface. We begin to hear our own thoughts again, and our purpose starts to feel closer. So now let's learn how to rediscover purpose amid the noise. Purpose can feel like such a big word, but it doesn't always mean a grand mission or a career change. Sometimes purpose is found in how we show up every single day, in how we treat others, in what we create, and in the way that we handle the storms. If you've been feeling uncertain or unfocused lately, here are a few questions for you to sit with. What gives me energy and fulfillment? Where do I feel that I'm making the most impact, even in the small ways? And what would I pursue if fear, comparison, or doubt weren't in the way? Those questions might lead you back to what's been waiting quietly inside you all along. Because purpose doesn't shout, it whispers. And we only hear it when we give ourselves permission to slow down. Now it's about finding positivity when things go off the rails. Let's be real. Even when we do quiet the chaos, life still throws us curveballs. Projects fall through, plans change, people disappoint us, and the world shifts again. But here's the thing. Chaos can also be a teacher. It pushes us to grow, to adapt, and to see what really matters. Try reframing the story when things go wrong. Instead of, everything's falling apart, try, maybe things are shifting to make room for something new. And in those moments when it's hardest to stay positive, go back to gratitude, even for the smallest things. A good conversation, a deep breath, the fact that you made it through another day. Research shows us that people who practice regular gratitude experience 25% higher satisfaction and reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression. So yes, a small daily gratitude check-in can make a big difference. Positivity isn't pretending that everything is fine. It's choosing to believe that you'll find your footing again, even when things feel uncertain. So now we have made it to the joyful point. Today's joyful point is a simple practice that you can try this week to bring a little calm, clarity, and joy back into your day. This week's joyful point is to create your own calm space. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just needs to feel like you. Pick a small corner of your desk, your room, or even a cozy chair by a window. Add a soft light, maybe a small lamp or a candle or some string lights. Include something comforting, like a cushion or a throw blanket, or even a plant. And place one item that helps you feel grounded. Maybe it's a journal, a photo, or some small token that reminds you of peace. When the world feels loud, take 5 minutes in that spot. Breathe, reflect, and reconnect. You don't need an hour-long meditation or a big escape. Sometimes peace finds you in those few quiet moments that you intentionally create. Now that is our joyful point for the week. We have now come to the Office Optimism focal point. You may not be able to control the chaos around you, but you can control how you respond to it. When you create space for quiet, you give yourself a chance to hear your own heart again. You rediscover your purpose. You find your calm, and you realize that even when the world feels loud, you can still choose peace. If today's message spoke to you, take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who could use a little calm in their life too. Do you want to dive deeper into a specific topic? Just say the word and leave a comment below. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, keep shining. Bye-bye.